Here we are. Hello, friends. Welcome to a nice little Q&A session. So excited to be doing this. This is like, I have not actually done anything like this for this film yet. It's been a long time, just haven't really promoted too much because we've been filming. We've been getting stuff done, so this is super cool. Hello. All right, well, let's make sure everything's going as it go. Yeah, seems to be going. Cool. Well, hi everyone. I'm Nathan Rousseau. I am the director and creator and lead producer of The Legend of Zelda Rising Darkness. I'm also Link. I also play Link in it, which I wouldn't recommend anybody doing. It's a lot of work. All right, yeah, we're getting some people. Lovely, guys. Yeah, so everyone, feel free to ask me any questions you have. I've got some questions I'm gonna work through on my own, but don't be afraid to bring your own questions. I'm here to answer any questions you have. If you have any questions about any of the stuff behind me, you'd see it. Oh, thanks. I'm good. How are you? Yeah, I'm great. You know, I'm like, quarantine's going wonderfully for me. You know, so great. I'm glad you're great, Romney. Yeah. So, yeah, I guess I will just start talking about the film. Here you can see these nice little screenshots going on in the background. Yeah, so this is exciting, guys, because as of right now, we have not released a lot about the film at all. I've released one trailer, we've had some promo stuff, and we've had some behind-the-scenes stuff. But as of yet, we have not done any in-depth interviews. We had, I think, one with Zelda Universe a little while ago, a long while ago. But this is our first real kind of like peek behind the scenes. I'm gonna reveal a lot of exciting stuff. I've got a lot of stuff to show you guys. If it works, I might have a clip for you guys. It'll just be this terrible little quality, but it's there, so I might have a little clip for you. Yeah, so first question was just like, where did we come from? What's the project? So this project has been my passion project for 9 years now. It's been 9 years, which is a lot. It's a lot. And it's been such a journey. It's been such a unexpectedly growing experience. So a little bit about me. I have been a Zelda fan for most of my whole life. I've always loved the franchise. I think the first time I played it was actually it was probably A Link to the Past. It was the first game I played. But I remember seeing my brother play Ocarina of Time, and so that was my first real, like, I got excited about it, and I remember seeing him play Ocarina of Time. And I think it was the end. It was literally like the end battle, because I have the most vivid memory as a child of like him standing in the corner and this evil guy like shooting lightning at him and him like, you know, tennis balling it back and forth. So I remember doing that. I remember seeing him do that, and then I remember sneaking into his closet one time when he was like, because he had moved out, but all his stuff was still here. And so I remember sneaking into his closet and taking out the N64 and the game cartridge, and I just like secretly started playing Zelda and no one knew I was, but I was playing it. It was my favorite. And it's actually interesting. I started because I didn't know what I was doing. I was really little. I started playing it from his save file, so I was in the castle, and I started retroactively going backwards, and so I'd get a little braver, and I'd go into the town, and then I'd get a little braver and go into the field. So when I actually started playing the game, and it was Ocarina of Time, I started it backwards. So like I was very confused because I was like, wait, what? Link's a kid, and everything's alive, and what? And so it's interesting. I never had the surprise experience of like, oh wow, look, Hyrule is destroyed. I had the opposite experience. So that was my first real like Zelda experience, and I just loved it. I just loved it instantly so much. And yeah, and so then I've always been a little filmmaker. Like ever since I was a kid, I would be always making these little fan films. It's something that I loved doing. People. Oh, I hope you guys can see me. You guys can see me. Oh no. Don't make me move. I have everything set up. I don't want to start all the stories if the connection isn't good. It's been working. It's been working great. I don't know why I'm going Irish. I feel like maybe I go Irish when I'm nervous or something. Here, I'll just ask you guys. Well, either way, I'm in the preliminary story. So, oh no, the connection's getting worse. Oh no. Well, it's fidgety. Okay. Might have to move. That's gonna be really sad. You know what? Actually, one second. I'm going to. I might actually be taking off some space on this computer, so I'm gonna turn the off from there. That should do it. Okay. One second. I'll be right back. All right. Cool. All right, so seems like it's getting better. I'm gonna go with that. Hope it's good. Hope everybody's good. You know, I can read all your comments. So if you tell me the connection's bad, I will do my best to do something. It was working from here yesterday, so maybe it's just something weird. So yeah, so where was I? Talking about childhood. So I've always done this. I've always been a little filmmaker, and I've always loved Legend of Zelda. And when I was 10, actually, for me and my best friend's birthday, we would always film a little movie. So just some random thing. And so my 10th birthday, I decided to do a Zelda movie. And I based it off of Ocarina of Time. I actually do have a trailer up on my... Actually, I wonder if I can... I'll just get it right now, actually. I'm going to post that in the comments. Because I have a trailer for the old Zelda film that I made. We were like 10 years old. And honestly, I look back on it, I was proud of it. because it's definitely something that, you know, got me started. And I always wanted to do it. And so I started, there we go. I'm gonna paste that link for you guys. So I started doing it at a very young age. At a very young age, I started making a Zelda movie. And then, yeah, and then as I was going, I kind of was like, oh, what if I made my own story? And I started like seeing a lot of, that's when I started getting a lot more into like the lore of Zelda and everything. Again, this is like 10, 11 years old. And eventually I was about 14, I think, when I actually started to come up with The Legend of Zelda Rising Darkness. And that was my first like original anything. And yeah, it was, so that's when it started. It was when I was 14 years old, and I didn't know what I was doing at all. But we filmed some test footage, and which is really funny to look back on now. We did some test footage. We did some like I did a lot of concept arts. And I say concept arts like I was not good. And I even think I got some. I did some music, which that's cool. Is some of the music actually was created when I was 14, and now I'm like implementing it with the technologies that I have now. But it's like the themes are from all the way when I was 14, and so I'm 23 now. That's how old I am, and so it's been with me for 9 years. We didn't start filming obviously until later, a few years later. And even then, like, you know, we've gone back and done reshoots for so many scenes. And it was really, when I was 17, 18, and 19, I think were the 3 years where we did the majority of filming. Yeah, so we were high school students when we were making it, transitioning into college students. A lot of us actually did go to acting school. Turn the brightness down a little bit. Yeah, a lot of us did go to acting school, and are currently going to acting school and stuff. And it's been really cool because it's like we all had this mutual experience together, this mutual project together, and now it's like we've watched as everybody's gone out into the world, and so many of us have gone into the entertainment industry. I'm a professional actor now, and then I do a lot of film work on the side as a secondary sort of income, and basically everything that I use for this project has been with me since then. So now it's like definitely something that I'm like considered the most formative thing I've done to date. It's definitely like this project is so close to my heart. But of course, like, yeah, we started it when we were 14. So like some of the camera quality is not the greatest. Like, we did it with a budget of 0. So everything was out of pocket. Like, I paid for, we had to cut corners. That's why Link in Zelda in 20 years is literally, I would have had to buy several pairs of ears, and we only found one design that we liked, and they were too expensive for us to get for the entire cast. All right. If you guys have any questions, again, let me know. And let me know how the stream is doing, because I don't want to just keep talking if the Simon, where's the movie, Nathan? I'm so sorry. Simon has been probably our biggest fan. He's been watching since the beginning of the beginning. Oh, brother, I'm so sorry. He's been literally the whole 9 years. This kid has been here. So thank you. I am trying. Just to give you guys a picture of kind of where we are now. So the film's in post-production. So we are currently editing everything, and there's a lot that goes into post-production. and I'm the primary source on all of that stuff. So so that's why it's taken so long, is that I'm the one doing it, and I might enlist other people's help. Like we have other people doing some visual effects for us and stuff, and I'm gonna have one of my friends is helping me with the audio. But again, it's all completely like just free. Like I can't like charge anything. So so just by nature, if anyone's gonna do it, it's gonna be me. And you know, I'm getting married, so I have a wedding to plan. I have to do this movie around that too. So yeah, that's why it's taken so long to do the project. But yeah, it's definitely, I can say confidently, we do have a full rough cut of the film. That's been the past, I think, almost a month ago. Yeah, it was around the beginning of quarantine that we got our first full run through of the film. So that's really exciting. How has the process been going? Yeah, so the process has been, like, honestly, so fun. It's been so fun. So right now, primarily what I've been doing, the season that I'm kind of in, is cutting film. And it's been a lot of like tightening up things. I didn't think we were going to have a lot of deleted scenes, but then going through the film, I was like, oh, that scene doesn't make any narrative sense. Why did we film that? And so we keep going and just tightening up little things, making things quicker and more snappy. I don't know how else to say that. Just fixing pacing, and it's been so fun. And then with that, I've also been composing the score for it, because I've been the one doing that. So I have to get a cut of whatever scene, and then I will go over and I will compose it. And it's all very fluid. So if I don't have if I don't have a final cut, the music will have to change after I make a different cut. So it's like I'm going back and forth between those two things, because the music is very, very important to me. So it's very fluid. If the way I edit is very musical. It's got, you'll see like scenes have a musical flow to it. And so I'm editing it kind of with the music. That being said, it's a lot to do. And then I'm color grading, and like, if you knew how long it took to make that look like that, or that look like that, it's such a process. There's a lot of VFX shots. So that's how the process is going. It's, you know, it's definitely slow going, because I am doing most of the work on my own. But it's so fun. I love it. I love what's happening. Like, it's so cool now that I'm doing this. It's cool to be able to like look back and say, like see where I wanted to be, and then see where I am now, and then use what I have now, all the skills that I've learned from actually doing this, and then putting it back and making it better than it would have been. So that's been cool. Let's see, what other... Love of filmmaking since I was a childhood, but what made you want to do it for a living? Well, I mean, I just have always done it. I've always done it. And it was always something I thought I was going to do. And it's funny, I actually work in theater, so, which I'm not even really a theater person, but my job, I work in a massive theater. And yeah, so my day job is acting. But I've always been more of a filmmaker at heart. It's so fun. It's so, like, it's a unique process. It's something that's so, like, I don't know, like, it's wild. Filmmaking is a wild process. And I'm someone that I focus and I laser focus on something, and that's all I can think about. And filmmaking is very much that, where you're all focused on this thing, and you have to, like, get all these different, you're spinning all these different plates at the same time, and you're just hoping that it's all going to turn out well. And then you get to post-production and you're doing the same thing. And I just love it. I love it. It's so good. It's my favorite. So that's why I've always done it, is I love the process, and it's so fun to do it. And it's like, I don't know. And if I can make people happy doing it, then that's great. And now I'm coming into that and telling my own stories, and, like, you know, it's such a narrative tool, and I love it. And predominantly, I will say this, I want to be a writer. That's my end goal. But this was the first project I wrote to. So it's like all those different things. I just kept doing what I love. I never stopped doing what I love, and now I'm getting paid to do most of those things. So you got to hold on to it tight, you know. Ba 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 ba. Da. Yes, we're still going. Yes. Do you have any tips on writing original Zelda game stories? It's on my own story, so I was wondering if you had any tips I could use. Yeah, okay. I love that question. Thank you for asking that. That's I'm excited about that. Yeah, so like, I love The Legend of Zelda, and I've been like steeped in the lore for so long because I would just be on Zeldapedia for hours when I was younger and just reading everything and watching all the game theory videos and everything. Tips on writing original Zelda game stories. I'd say like, remember what made you love it, because that's all you can do. Because you're never gonna please everybody. Like Link talks in our movie. That's one thing. He talks very quietly, so there's a narrative purpose for it. He doesn't talk a lot. He's not really leading the conversations, but he still talks, and a lot of people don't like that. So you're never gonna please everybody, but I'd say focus on what made you love it. Like for me, it's the characters. It was always the characters. I loved the characters. I loved the characters' relationships. Like Link and Zelda always fascinated me because it's like they're reborn every generation. They always kind of love each other, and it's this like generation upon generation of love, and it's like so deep. There's so much depth to the characters. And then Ganondorf too is fascinating because it's like, okay, what are his intentions? Where does he come from? And there's a lot of that. Yeah, and so I don't know, like for me, like our film is very focused on Link's character development. Like that's kind of the arc that we focused on. And I'd say that, like, pick a focus. So first focus on what makes it Zelda to you. Because it's different for every single person. Everybody has something else that makes them nostalgic. And then I'd say pick a focus. So don't try to tell a story that jumps outside of that focus. So like our story toggles around Link, and it toggles around Zelda, and that's pretty much it. That was a lot of stuff we cut. We cut a lot of extra scenes of side characters having conversations and stuff. And while it was cool for them to have their own little arcs, it just didn't make as much narrative sense. And so, yeah. And then I would just say, like, I don't know, find out what the fans are excited about. Like, it's been really cool to see, like, I don't know, that's like, make something that you would be excited about. Like, put things in that you would be excited about seeing. Because there's so many, like, little scenes in the movie that I'm like, I can't wait until people see that, because they're gonna know that that's that, and that ties to that. And if you're a Zelda fan, you're gonna know what that means. So yeah, that's like, that would be some big advice for that. Good question though. I love that. Yeah. Any writing tips you want me to give, guys? I'll give it, because let me tell you, this movie went through like so many drafts of scripts. It's still going through drafts. So there's the shooting script, or no, there's the pre-shooting script, the shooting script, and the post-script. And right now I'm in post-script, and that's, woo, it's long. Okay. La 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 la. Are you creating covers of existing Zelda music, crafting some originals? And what advice for music making do you have? Oh, I love that you guys are asking about the making. That's great. Yeah, so we, I am using existing Zelda music, but my own renditions of it. So technically, I guess that would be a cover. I don't know exactly. It's all built into the score. And there are some, actually, you can check out our music on our YouTube channel, or on the Linktober CreatorCon website that we have up. There's some of our music on there. Yeah, so we're crafting a lot of originals. There's what I love about Zelda is that there's always been like really, really strong themes. So there's always been, I mean, obviously like Ocarina of Time was the first game I really got into, and that's the most musically central. And my parents own a music store, so I grew up in music and then had that be my first game. So the music is so important to me. Um, and yeah, it's honestly been my favorite because I know this music backwards and forwards. So like I there's such a marriage of the nostalgia and then my own music that I'm trying to add. And like it's both like there's so many times where like you'll hear a little like doo 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 in the background while the main theme is our original theme, because the main theme of the film is our original theme, but it's based off of several different like Twilight Princess and specifically the theme from Twilight, the main theme from Twilight Princess and the opening theme of Ocarina of Time. Those are kind of the two main inspirations. So everything we did was very, very much inspired by the games and obviously all the music in the games. But it's also original. You were saying what kind of advice for music making do you have? Get Logic. I use Logic Pro X. Yeah, I love it. I usually keep like, I'm usually working like anywhere from like 40 to 120 tracks. But the sounds are really good, and once you learn how to use it, like it's easier to handle, it's easier to digest. You don't have to be like a super professional for it. But it's also just, you can get really good sounds, really cinematic sounds. And I've also done music with it, like just pop songs or whatever. So that's really, yeah. And as far as creating music, same as the writing, do what you love. Like my favorite thing has been focus. And it's funny, I'm saying that a lot. My favorite thing with the music has been these reoccurring themes. And so it's like I establish, okay, when a character feels like this theme happens. Cool. Then over here, it's that same theme. So you're thinking about that same emotion. Then the character has a victory over that same emotion. So the theme plays again, but now it's with brass. Now it's like triumphant. So that's been my favorite part. And if I was to give advice, if you were, I don't know if you're film editing or whatever, or scoring, but that's been my favorite part of it. And I'd say like having a strong central theme is so important, something that's recognizable, something that's like people are going to latch onto and even subconsciously remember. That's good. That's a good way of doing it. Yes, it would be strange if Link didn't speak in a movie. It's and it's funny actually. I love it because there's like a lot of debates about whether or not he should. And for me, I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry, like your main character kind of has to talk, but there's plenty of films where you can kind of get away with it. And so for us, it's like Link doesn't start conversations often. He's not the one, like he will ask a question. He'll ask a question and I'll be like, okay, like, what do we do now? But he won't necessarily like, he won't have a full-blown conversation. Like he's very kind of stoic and inward. And honestly, he starts out pretty insecure. Like he's a little more timid and he has to ramp up to becoming the hero. So yeah, and through that, he has his journey where I think he maybe is a little more talkative when he's a little more scared. But we tried to keep in with the fact that, okay, so Link doesn't generally talk, so what does that mean? Yeah, it's very, very stoic, very, I don't know. But it was fun to like think about that, to think about like, okay, how do we make this character talk that never talks? What has kept us going? Yeah, honestly, I have no idea. At this point, it's just that it has to be done. It's that it has to be done. Like, I really, really want this to be done. And I think, not in like a, oh my gosh, I'm exhausted, although I am, but I think it's just like, it was the first real community thing I started. So we had, it was always, oh, it's filming day with Nathan. And so we would always, there were other friends that were involved. And so we had like the crew and we had the cast and it was such a fun thing, and I was like, I can't not finish that because it's for them. Like, if anything, that's always been my thing, is if it's not, even if no one watches it, even if Nintendo takes it down, even if whatever, I need it for me and I need it for them. So honestly, that's what's kept me going. It's like, I'm gonna release it somehow, and yeah, and it's been such a joy, like I said earlier, just to go back and see things, like, and be able to use my current skills to and it influences how things work. Where did my screensaver go? How dare you? So sorry. My screensaver went away. I don't want that. Oh, it's because I was on a preview. Well, regardless. Start after 1 minute. I'm so sorry you guys get to see my lovely desktop. This is the desktop. I don't want to say I'm a filmmaker, but it's my desktop. All right, let's see. Let's see what other questions we got here. Did any other fan films on YouTube inspire your work? Absolutely. Oh, so much. Yes. Because when I was 12, so I don't know if you guys remember, there was that Hero of Time movie that came out. And that was my first, like, I'm trying to think of when that came out. I want to say it was like 2009. Which, yeah, would have been, yeah. So I remember that trailer came out, and I was like, and now looking back on it, I'm like, oh, like, I don't love it that much. I really don't love the whole film, but they did the rest, and I love that. But because who am I to ever come against anyone who's creating something like that? But that got me started. It was 2009, cool. Yeah, so that really kind of got me really excited. And then it was like, there was a long time where there wasn't a lot of stuff like that. And then there was other ones that came out. Like, I remember there's Sage of Darkness, which I hate because mine has darkness in it, and I don't know if I subconsciously got that from them. But I remember that one, and I watched that, and then there was, of course, the April Fool's joke one by IGN that I honestly, like, if I look back at anything, that's the one that I was like, boom, need to do this. Because it was so real looking, and so, like, yes, like, I got so excited. So that was yeah, but I definitely got inspired by their other and the current ones. Honestly, current other Zelda. I've gotten in contact with pretty much every other Zelda filmmaker that has been there, and we've been in contact. Some of them have helped me with visual effects. We've been, like, back and forth giving advice to each other. Because there's a lot of unreleased ones, there's a lot of released ones, and so it's honestly been really interesting because I have a community now of Zelda filmmakers, and it's so random, but I love it. All right, next question was, did Breath of the Wild influence your views on what you wanted the movie to be like? Yeah, actually, it's so interesting. There's always like two things that happens. There's always, like, do I let this new thing influence my movie, or do I not? But it is The Legend of Zelda, so I should probably let The Legend of Zelda influence it. I wouldn't say Breath of the Wild did too much because filming was already done. Yeah, filming was already done, and we were in post-production, so it wasn't like it was too much. Like, it wasn't the biggest inspiration. But I remember when A Link Between Worlds came out, and that one played on a lot of the same themes that our film does, and I was so upset because I was like, no, this is my movie. And it's not. And actually, a lot of the plot has since then been changed, and it wasn't because of that, but just how it worked. But that one, I was like, darn it, like, and then Breath of the Wild, yeah, I think that was another thing, was Breath of the Wild had the piano focus on the score, and I at the time was leaning heavily on just piano for the score. Like it is the main instrument in the background, is piano, and we did that. We were, the movie was being scored and everything, and then Breath of the Wild came out, and it was like, darn it. But you kind of let it, you let it influence. There's definitely some sound effects and stuff that have kind of been influenced. Not too much. A little bit of visual effects too, actually. Yeah. So everything that comes out Zelda related, we look at, and yeah, even like feedback, like angry YouTube comments, I would read and be like, okay. And there's always something to think of. There's always something to tweak a little bit. So yeah. You had to live with a 2D and 3D Zelda game for the rest of your life, which would they be? Oh, wow. Okay, not Triforce Heroes. No, that's not. I have not played Triforce Heroes, unfortunately, but I think it's safe to say it did not influence the film. Man, if I had to live with one 2D and 3D Zelda game, I don't know. I can't do that. Because 2D, A Link to the Past. I have to. It's so good. I love it. And our film, actually, our film, if I had to pick two that were like the most influential into our movie, it would be A Link to the Past and Twilight Princess. I think those would be the two kind of story character-wise, like, so I just love the story, and I love that, like, it's 2D and it feels just as deep of a story as like Twilight Princess. I love Twilight Princess. That's the thing. Okay, I love it because I'm a film guy. So narratively and cinematically, it's the most cinematic Zelda game. So of course I love it. But like, dude, Breath of the Wild is just calming. Like it is like peaceful. I will just play Breath of the Wild and then fall asleep because I can just run around. That's what I do in my life. I'm very much a hippie. I have a bus. Like, I love it. But yeah, the world in Breath of the Wild, I just love exploring it. My favorite place in Temple Time, Breath of the Wild. My favorite. I just love it. Because there's a place in that I grew up around. There's this giant abandoned warehouse, and I would love to go exploring around it, and it kind of looks like the Temple of Time. So it's all related. But yeah. I'd have to say those two, but I hate that because then it's like, what about Ocarina of Time? I could play that game again and again and again and again for the rest of my life. So I've decided I can't answer you because I couldn't not play Ocarina of Time anymore. Like, I couldn't do it. That would be so sad. Yeah, no, those choices, I get that. Too much. I can't do it. Next question. I can't decide. Oh. Any more questions you guys got about the process? Where we filmed? Why we filmed? Any of the cast? I don't know how much I should speak about them. They're not here. Yeah, like anything you guys got, throw it at me. Even ask me about the plot, and I'll decide whether or not to tell you. Have you tried stories for any other game series? Have I? Not game series, no. Zelda, honestly, I'm not that much of a gamer outside of Nintendo. I think it's peaceful and good and genuine, and there's such a heart behind it, and so I love it for that. I've done a fair amount of I have a Star Wars fan novel that I'm writing. Yeah, and it's interesting. No, so this is kind of where I'm at, is like I am trying to transition to being a writer professionally, and I don't. Yeah, I think it's a great place to start, is writing fan fiction. I think people discount it because it's not like real writing, but it's like you have a framework, you have you have rules that are already created. You have kind of a skeleton, and you can piece together your own things, and it's something you like. So I think it's honestly it's such a good place to get started. So because of that, I don't have a bunch. I have other projects that I work on. I have a lot of other um, like I have a fantasy series that I'm writing that's original, and I've been working on that for like wow, that's like 4 years now. Um, so yeah, it's read a lot of stuff. I do a lot of different things. Not really other games. Um, Have you ever considered going the direction of game making? Not really. My friend has. One of my best friends actually. He he's always talked about wanting to do that, and I think it's a great idea. I love it. Like I would not have the technical knowledge to do it. I'm a story guy. I'm a visual guy. I'm a music guy. So I could and I could bring all those to game making, but there's just too much of the technical side that I don't know. I know I can learn because I've learned how to do all of this stuff, um, but it's never really been as much of an interest for me. Um, I don't know. I don't know. What movies have influenced the film the most? Oh, that's interesting, because I don't often notice. I will watch. This is the most frustrating thing that happens. I will watch a movie, and then I will like realize that I stole camera angles from it, and I'm like, oh, what movie? Let me think. I don't know. Because it honestly, like, I only ever think of the games. I only ever think, because even like the cameras, like, so much of the camera angles and stuff is specifically calling back to the games. So whether there's like certain cutscenes that we literally mirrored cutscenes, and like their original scenes, but yeah, so we would mirror stuff like that. There's just certain iconic things, like I don't know where the camera is when Link's walking. So there's a certain shot. There's certain shots where you're following him, and it just kind of gives you that feel of The Legend of Zelda. Or we've got actually a couple shots that are like top down, and Link's walking, and it kind of feels like the 2D Zelda games. So like I really ran everything through the filter of the games. I never really. But I guess like if film has influenced me the most personally in filmmaking would probably have to be like, I mean, obviously like Lord of the Rings is always, I mean, it's the golden standard of filmmaking, and Narnia, honestly. Like I'd say, yeah, the first Narnia movie especially, like, because I was a kid when those came out, and I loved them, and yeah, and I think they get fantasy real well, and I think Narnia is a little bit more like Zelda in its world. Like I kind of try to meld the two a little bit, I guess, if I was thinking aesthetically. But so I try to have the realism of Lord of the Rings, while a little bit more of the wild fantasy of and I think it's more whimsical. It's definitely like there's a lot of whimsicalness, and especially like the music in Narnia. Actually, I could see my music being influenced by that, because a lot of it is like twinkly and kind of like this scene when like the Lost Woods. It's very magical and like yeah, but I think those ones predominantly. Interstellar is my other favorite movie, but that's a space movie and not as much related. What's your favorite prop? What's my favorite prop? Well, my favorite prop. Actually, one of my favorite props I don't have with me is a mirror that I'm not going to tell you about, but it exists, and I don't have it, and I love it. I don't know if this counts as a prop. I would, but it is my favorite thing, is the castle. Um, this was actually commissioned. It's one of the only things that we did not do ourselves. Um, yeah, this was commissioned by Jim McGuire. Was it Jim McGuire? Yes, Jim McGuire. Um, and he did a phenomenal job with it. I gave him like a 45-minute video thing going through all the different reference pictures and all the different, because we have a lot, like there's, you can see the wall is full of actually like castle drawings right over there. And actually, where's that? Might have it somewhere. Here, look, these are some storyboards. It's exciting. Where is it? I thought I got it out. Yeah, so here's the concept of the castle. Here it is. Oh, bye, Rodney. It's good to have you here. Thanks for participation. I loved your questions. So this was what I gave the dude, and he delivered. It was great, and I went through everything because like, here, I'm gonna be terrified of this, but I'm gonna do it. This section comes off. Oh, I hate moving it. But look at this, guys. It's my favorite. So this lower section, right before this tower, this is actually a location that we filmed at. It's the All Saints Episcopal Church, and in New Hampshire. And so I just gave him a bunch of reference photos of that, and he built this, and like, I dig it. And then we just added the tower on top of it. But it's so cool because it'll be seamless because we run, like you'll see, like look at this, look at the level of detail. And he's got stained glass windows. He's gonna have flickering light in it. But yeah, so like we run from here. You'll see a shot that looks exactly like this, where we will run here, and then we run around here. There's this little colonnade area here, like we run through here. We run around this whole building, and then eventually we get into this side with this little door. So it's so sweet because that's the real location. So then I wanted the scale model so that I could have the real location, and then I can meld it with this. I can even put this, if like we saw the top, which does not look like this, of the Episcopal Church, it's just flat. But then it's like, if I wanted to just add this on, I can just add it on. So that's something that's going to be really, really exciting. Yes, I will put it down. Actually, I want to see. I know, it's scary. I'm sorry. So you can see the lights better here. So we put all these little stained glass things in here. You see it on the front. I love it. So they'll be like flickering. I mean, it'll be kind of like that a little bit. It'll just be a little bit of a flickering lights at the night scenes, and yeah, it's my favorite. But it's so fun because I worked really closely with this dude, just making sure every second, because then there's other things like this. All right, I put it down, Simon. Like this gate. This gate here is, which you can see better. Let me move this a little bit. Nope. Stuff. Nope. Okay, we're gonna stay there. Never mind. But this gate is like red brick because we had one location where there was red brick. So I said, please make a red brick wall, and so we did. And then even just this, even the like, there's a dual tone here because the wall that we climbed was here, would look like this, and then it's like we had to get like the two tones going on. So we try to build it so that you won't notice that you're not in this place. We're gonna put a town in here. That's one thing that still has to be done. This isn't just gonna be a blank courtyard. There's gonna be a bunch of little towers in it. So yeah, I guess that would be my favorite. But I also love Majora's Mask. Yes. Simon says he remembers the murder from the trailer. From an old trailer. Oh, what old trailer did I have it in? I remember. But you've seen all our videos, so I don't know what one had that. Oh man, it's already 7:51, guys. I feel like I have to keep going. I'm not ready. If you guys are fine, I'm gonna keep going probably. Yeah, because this is really exciting. I love doing this. Any other questions you guys got? Never would have thought about the similarities between Zelda and Narnia. Yeah, no, for sure. I think it's probably why I liked it, because Narnia was my first fantasy series ever, actually, that I enjoyed. And yeah, I think there's, and I like it for a lot of the same reasons that I like Zelda, honestly, now that I think about it. Because it's a little like, it's calmer fantasy. It's not as like in your face, whoa, like Lord of the Rings is so detail oriented, which I love because I'm a writer, so I very much value that, and that's more how mine is, but my personal project is. But I think that's a big similarity between the two, and I love it. What is your opinion on animated movies? Did you ever consider making the Zelda movie full-on animated? I never considered it because I couldn't. Animation, I've done a little bit of animation, and it's yikes. Like, I don't. That's not my forte. I have a lot of patience, and I've done a lot of stop motion, and I've done a lot of like animated stop motion stuff. But no, I never. I would love to see an animated Zelda movie. I am waiting for them to do that. Oh my goodness, I'm waiting for that. I need them to. Why is this screensaver keep going off? No, whatever. No, I want them so badly to do a thingy. Here, you know what? Oh, you're gonna leave? Okay, hang on there, friend. I'm gonna show you guys a clip. Okay, show you guys a clip. It's gonna be real small. It's gonna be really bad quality, and it's not done. But I'll show you a clip. But no, I didn't finish what I was saying. I would love an animated Zelda movie. I'm not the one to do that. I remember when there was someone that made that Studio Ghibli, like Zelda Studio Ghibli thing, and I loved it. Or that one trailer, that one like Smash Bros trailer with I think Link and Palutena, and it's animated. And I was like, can you please make something like that? 2D animation though. It has to be 2D. Like, I need it. Oh yes, the animated Majora's Mask film is so good. I'd say that is the best Zelda fan anything that I have ever seen. And like, I'm sorry, my movie will not live up. I try to get the emotions just like they do, but oh my goodness, it's phenomenal. It's so good. Like, I watched that, like, when that came out, I watched that for days, and I just put my like, I was showing all my friends who didn't like even know Zelda. I was like, guys, it was so good, and they blended animation with realism too, which was so exciting. Yeah. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-bum. Can you post the live stream on the channel? Yeah, I will. Wait, do you mean like right now? I don't know what that means. Because I will. I don't know exactly how to do that. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys that clip now. Look, the screensaver's back. Here, let's talk about this. That's Princess Zelda at her window as she does. That's the map of Hyrule, which is cool and ambiguous because there's no titles on it. That is my favorite shot in the movie. That's our poster. That's our poster made by Isaac Littman. That is Ganondorf. And he's very dark on the screen. And he's not purple, I promise. That's Ganondorf too. How favorite. That guy, Justin Haase. What a dude. Can't even see that one. Can't even see it, guys. Whatever. That is Skull Kid. in the Lost Woods. Love him. He's just dancing around. That's our character Rindarin in the desert. And Link taking his Master Sword up. Love it. And that's me, look. That's Ganondorf getting some crazy magic going on there. And we're back. Cool. Okay. Now, I will show you guys a clip. And again, I'm so sorry for my desktop. And I'm so sorry for all that this is. I literally don't even know where this clip is, actually. It should be right there, right? It's not bloopers. It's... whatever, I'm just looking it up. It is... sorry. Yeah, guys, keep thinking about questions while I'm finding this. Want to hear more? Ask me about these things. Ask me about them. Watch me not tell you. Yes, that is the desktop of a storyteller. And it's like it's not chaos. Like I have all of these specific things in this corner that I need, and then I have all these things in this corner that I need, and then I've got folders everywhere. It's so bad. Stream. Oh, there it is. Cool. So I figured this is a pretty safe one to show you guys. It's not finished. The vocals aren't. The sounds aren't there, but the music is. Well, there is sounds, but you ready for this little thing? Ooh, the people who made the Majora's Mask video announced their first game, and it's Zelda Inspire. Oh, I am going to check that out. I'm absolutely going to check it out. All right, guys, here you go. Here's the world premiere of this clip. This is. I'll give some backstory. Why not? I can, because it's not really too plot related. This was the first. I wanted to prove very early on in the film that we were going to have fights in it, and that they were going to be good. And so this is Link and his childhood friend Faranu, played by Owen Hale, and they're just bantering a little bit back and forth. And there's a kid that kind of made fun of Faranu because of something Link said, and so he's a little sarcastically upset at him. And yeah, they're gonna have just a little sparring match, and that's the scene. I'm so sorry that it's so tiny.
Well then, on your feet, go mighty deep. You want to run it right now? My honor has been damaged. There is no other way. Well then I'll try not to damage it any further, but I make no promises. Huh?
That glitched.
We're on it.
So here you go. There's the clip. There it is. I hope that was something for you. It was probably really bad. It was probably really bad quality and really laggy the whole time. But yeah, now I'm gonna go back. Yeah. So the music really dictates everything. This one actually, this was fascinating. This fight scene, this was just a gift because we made this. Oh, I hit my hand there really bad. That's that frame. We made this like it was one of the first scenes we fully filmed when we really started filming, and oh, thank you, David. Thank you for joining us. Sayonara, my friend. Yeah, this was one of the first. This was one of the first ones that we started filming, and when I cut it together with like musicality, but without music behind it. I just cut it like the fight scene that we had storyboarded, and then I started doing the music, and I realized that like there was a completely like there was an actual tempo to the entire fight, and we didn't plan that we didn't have like a tempo going or anything, but it was just like the way that it was put together had this like and it was consistent, and it didn't even speed up or slow down. It was that tempo the entire time. So that was fascinating. Don't you lock on me. That was something that was so cool when it happened. Yeah, and because you look at like this, like when we start the fight here, this right here, like that just lined up when we started making the music. It would line up on beat, or even this, like. But I make no promises. It just started lining up, and then you've got like, and then you can get really fun with like when Link does his little tumble, his little, where is it? I tried to add as many little Zelda moves as I could, like actual things that Link does in the games. So you got a couple jump strikes, and we tried to do that one, you know, again with the camera angle so that you see it behind him. So this little, it's subtle, but it's this little tiny bit of like we know that. That's a move that we did. That's my butt. And I think there's, yeah, and then there's the other jump attack is back here, which is less like the game. And yeah, I hit my hand really bad, and you can see me start to go, ah! But it's fine. But I'm really like, ah! Because I drew blood with that one. What else? The jump attack. Yeah, I always like this part. And part of, I think, what made this specific scene work out so well was that we choreographed the entire fight. So we didn't just storyboard. We fought. We choreographed the fight. We didn't even pre-visit. I didn't know what pre-visiting was at that time. Now I would. Now I would you know, get a choreographed thing beforehand. But yeah, so we choreographed the fight. We ran it so many times, and then we storyboarded it, and then we were able to film it. And I think that's why it's so much more fluid, was because me and Owen were both already still, like, we were both really in it. We were both really doing the fight. I mean, we did section by section at certain points. But I think we have a couple that were just the whole fight. Like, I think this angle, I think we did most of the fight from that angle. No, it was this beginning section. Yeah, it was this angle, that angle especially, and you can see that's a longer shot. So we did, I think, the entire fight from that angle, and it is interspersed throughout it. Yeah, super fun scene to do. So much fun. Loved it. And it's snarky. So, what is that? What are you guys saying? Yeah, that's how we're fitting the music with it. It's my favorite part. Are you trying to match the music with the rest of the movie, just like this too, or was this scene just really lucky? This scene was really lucky. It does. It does match very much the rest of the movie, but also like in different ways. Like I think what else I can show you without spoiling things. I don't know. Like there's one. Actually, I'll just. Why not? I'll just show you the music. I don't know if you guys can hear music very well, so I kind of feel bad. But so it depends on the intensity. Like if the intensity is high, then the music is going to be intense and it's going to be fast and there's going to be more bah, bah. Whereas other times, like you'll recognize this music. Oh, good. I'm glad you can hear it. So that was the little like indoor theme from I think it's Ocarina of Time, and it's in the background, but it still is very intentional. It's very specific to the moments because then it transitions to like a little moment where the character's noticing something, and they notice. Wait, 1 second. That's actually from fun story. That is actually from The Adventure of Link. It's the indoor theme from The Adventure of Link. And it's our main like indoor theme. Anytime anyone's indoors, and this is my favorite thing about the music is it's all very different. So like beginning, we do that same theme, but it is this. This is an example of piano. It sounds like this. So yeah, it's my favorite part. Is just Zelda 2 is not a game I acknowledge often, but I don't know why that theme just got me. And I was like, I'm gonna throw it in there. No one's gonna even know. Like no one. I'm gonna be the only person that knows it. I did love that game. Like I actually don't know that I finished it. Now that I think about it, because it's hard, and I'm embarrassed by that. But I think, yeah, that came at a time, I think, in high school when I didn't have time for it. I was like trying so hard. Like, because it's different. It's very unique. So here, I guess I was talking about this earlier, so I'll tell you, unless you guys have any more questions at the moment. Looks like there's not. Okay, so I'll show you guys a little bit of what I was talking about earlier about the different themes and how they can be different. And it was, so this is the main theme, which sounds very much like Ocarina of Time. I'm going to skip a little bit. And then this is like the true main theme coming in right here. Good night. Thanks for showing up. It's a fun time. You asked really good questions. You really did. That was great. So that's the first time you hear that theme. It's very light. It's very whimsical because you're now in this new world. And then I'm trying to think of the next time you hear that. Oh, the next time would be Hyrule Field. It's here. And they're starting the adventure. It's new, and it's like walking through the fields of Hyrule. And then you hear that same theme. It's quiet. It's getting night. And I tried to make that sound like the nighttime themes from Hyrule Field. And then you've got like, yeah, there's literally like it goes everywhere. And I want to say it does toggle between very, very no music. Hang on. This is one of my favorite pieces that I was able to make. Made me happy. Yes, I'm doing all the music myself. It's my favorite part. My favorite part. I love it. Anyways, so then I have that completely well-known theme, okay? But there's something dark going on during this time. So then I'm able to, and it then zooms out. You see the like panning over the landscape of the Lost Woods, and I'm able to give it some super drama. So you hear kind of like the main theme kind of fades out a little bit. You hear that ominous thing coming in. And then you get this nice So yeah, that's my favorite thing, is to play with the themes that I know and twist them and make them a little different. Okay. This is one of my favorites that I just can't help myself because I love this one. It's my favorite. Obviously, when Link pulls the Master Sword in any Zelda game, it's a big deal. We've got the Master Sword. I'm not trying to hide the fact that I pulled the Master Sword in the movie. And this is what happens. I don't know if you could hear it, that little secret little theme thing. Yeah, that's my favorite. That was one of my favorite moments to film, because I was in this clearing and I just had the Master Sword up. I'm dressed like Link in the woods with the Master Sword. And hey, right in the childhood, it was right in the childhood. Like, I was literally like a Link in the woods having this moment, and like, oh, like yes, I do act. It's not what I feel like I'm going to do as my profession forever, but that's worth it right there. I forget what I was even showing you guys. I entirely forget. Oh, this is funny. This is a little, it's a reference, so it's not really actually the film. This is a reference for the shots we have to put Hyrule Castle in. So I can make that look a little bit better. So there's just this little cutout of literally this picture that we made of Hyrule Castle, and we need the that's where some of this thing will come in. And there's the lovely Sarah Hurley as Princess Zelda. This is the opening scene of the film, which does not sound or look good. It's very much not done. But I can tell you. It's so crazy to me how different this is going to be. But anyways, Sarah did so good. That's Helene Hall playing Impa. She was such a joy to work with. She was so okay. Actually, Sarah was she plays Zelda. She is just like she's such a happy person. It's such a joy to work with, and she I that's what I needed in Zelda because I feel like Zelda. She's regal, but she hasn't had a normal childhood. She's thrust into leadership. So she has kind of like this, a little bit of an arrested development, like a little bit of a, like she keeps her childhood, like she ignores it, but she's kind of like just a kid. So Sarah really brought that. She really brought that. She nailed it. Yeah, because she by nature is a very bubbly and happy person, and so it was very easy to then just be like, okay, now add the layer of you're regal, you're ruling this land. But it's like because she's already bubbly, you see that kind of childlikeness of Zelda. I love that. I gotta change that. I made it so that it turns off, and that's not my password. I made it so it turns off in a minute. Yeah, and then Helene. Where's the shot with her face? So Helene, that's Impa. She was one of the first ones that we ever worked with, and she was one of the last ones. She's been in the project from day one. So appreciate her. There were some hard days where I forgot to feed people. And Helene kept going. Impa, I tried to cross contaminate. So Impa, this is kind of like the average of all the Impas that we've seen. So she's very strong, but she's not like the stoic, like muscly of the of like Ocarina of Time. She is sweeter. She was Zelda's caretaker when she was younger, so she's been around forever. But she's a Sheikah, so she ages a little bit later. So she has a tenderness, but she also has knowledge, and so she's very analytical, and she can be a little judgmental because she doesn't put up with a lot. So great though. I loved her character. I loved working with her. Yeah, those were nice. Those little red eyes. Loved it. That's a visual effects shot that we don't have yet. Whoa. Oh. Whoa. Yep, not there. There's Sarah. Her full Zelda get up. The costume, actually, I'll talk a little bit about this. How long until I finish the film? I want to answer that so badly. I really do. It was planned for this fall, but I'm getting married this fall, so I don't know. It was it was not. We'll see. I want it done this year. I want it done this year so badly. If it doesn't get done, I can only work so fast. It's only me, so it's absolutely 100% my fault whether it gets done or not. But I've just had to prioritize. This is my passion project. Anything else? This is the one thing I'm doing that's not furthering my career or getting me money, but it is the deepest one in my heart that I want. All right. What else was that? Do you choreograph the fight scenes and stuff too? Yeah. So I'm not certified in safe combat, but I had a year-long course. Well, actually, it wasn't. Maybe it was one semester of it. And the place that I work at, the theater that I work at, has stage combat in almost every show. So I've done a fair amount at this point. I hadn't when we filmed, so we're not safe. We were not safe because we were using real swords in various scenes. We had doubles. We had doubles for a lot of swords, but there were certain shots where it was very obvious, and and it was not safe. We were not. If I did this again now with the stage combat experience that I have, it would be very different. But we at least knew how to hide sight lines and stuff. So it's that difference, and like the 1-2 thing. So you kind of instead of going with it, you go a little bit after it, and it does make it. There's little things like that we kind of already had a handle on. But yeah, I love choreographing the fight scenes, and there's a lot of interesting fight scenes too. It's not just sword on sword. Like there's magic, and there's it's Zelda, so you never know what you're gonna fight. But the sword fights were my favorite. There's one that's a sword and an axe, and that one actually, yeah, that one kind of was improv. We kind of just, me and one of my best friends, we just kind of went at it, and like, I mean, went at it as in we had extra time. Somebody was scheduled. There was a scheduling mishap, so we knew we weren't going to be able to film as much of the other fight as we were going to. So we just lengthened this fight, and it was my favorite. It's honestly my favorite little fight in the movie, because we were both just like having fun. Your degrees in theater, yes, awesome. Yeah, dude, it's great. I love it. I love. It's fun to be able to safely not hurt someone and look like you're hurting someone. And it's so much about like where you're hiding your body. So like if I get punched in the gut, like it's all about, okay, so my arm's in the way so you can't see the fist or whatever. That's good. And no, I love it. We have a great, we have a great teacher, Scott Tyson, at the theater. And yeah, and actually so the theater I work at is Sight and Sound Theaters. It's a giant, massive theater. It has it's like a football stage, a football field size wraparound stage, so it goes all along the sides of you. And I mean, multi-million-dollar productions. We do giant biblical epics. And so the first year I was there was Samson, and Samson kills 1,000 Philistines with a jawbone. So we had Jawbone Hill. We had a fight scene. We had to do a fight call every day. Every day we would do a fight call, and we would, I think it was once or twice a week, we would rotate the understudies and the backups in. Yeah, and that was a lot. It was every day we had to keep up on it so that we could do it, because the show runs for the whole year. So we would have 100. We had like 440 something shows. So before every show we did a fight call. It was so fun. It's the best job. It's why, and of course, it's why this takes so long, because it's such a schedule. We do 11 shows a week. Just not for the faint of heart. But I love it. I love it. It's my favorite. I would never want a different job. But it is pretty taxing. But yeah, so all the fighting here, there's some impa. There's some impa going to town, climbing up some walls. Zelda's just hanging out, waiting for this dude to show up. Look at this. It's Justin Haase, the man himself. Anyways, that's all I'm going to show you that scene. I wonder if I can show it to you with the music. They might freak out, actually. Yeah, it's funny. So, like, I don't have a lot of finished stuff. I have a lot of references. So here's a little bit of the desert. Like completely unfinished footage. Completely unfinished. It's not even cropped. This is when Link is figuring out how to use the Master Sword. So he's walking around, and there will be a giant magic thing here. We'll go. Giant big beam of light. Actually, I'll show you guys that one. So yeah, that one. Actually, it might not let me do that one. My system is getting a little overloaded. But let's see. What one is that? That is. Yeah, that's more finalized. That'd be so yeah, it's my favorite. I love it. What's my favorite? I don't even know what I'm saying. This will show you how many tracks I use. Typically, every single track in the film is different, but we have a kind of set orchestra. So I have like every every different track, I'll make a copy of one and then start from there. But every track is completely different. Like the desert has a lot more African instruments in it and stuff. My favorite. I love the desert. Desert, for me, my favorite place. I love it. And we spent a lot of time filming in the desert. And it was honestly so fun. I loved it. It was great. Really hot and really cold, but I loved it. Any other questions, guys? I'll keep showing y'all stuff. I will. But any other questions you guys got, feel free to... Did you really just turn off? How dare you? Gotta fix that. Yeah, any other questions you guys have, just let me know. And I would be happy to answer anything. Anything. I mean, preferably not about me personally, because... Yeah. I'm a pretty open book, though. That's fine. So I'll keep showing y'all stuff as long as you want to watch it, you know. I'll show you. That's what I'll do. I'm going to show you my process. Can you show that ocarina? Yeah. This is my ocarina. I made it. I made the mask too, actually. These are in my ceramics class. Thankfully, they both made it in the movie. This ocarina, I Googled how to make it while I was in my ceramics class. And the back is embarrassing because the little stand blew up while it was glazing. And so it's got all these specks on it. But literally all the sound comes out of this little thing here. And so I was like, while this was still kind of wet, I was like, ah. And I would move the little lip, and then I would ah. And then I remember one time I was just like, oh, and it made a noise. And it's a weird little scale, I don't know that I could actually play a song. Let me see. Can't get that high. Maybe go lower. That's all you're gonna get. But we're gonna use it. I'm planning on implementing this a little bit in the score, just because it sounds natural, and you add a little reverb on it, and it just sounds cool. You get a nice little slide. You just kind of. Thanks for asking. I love the ocarina. Yeah. I was so surprised it worked. So don't think I'm really cool because I made it. I have no idea. I Googled it and yeah, I missed that art class. Oh, that was my favorite. The mask, one of the hardest projects I did, and I loved every second of it. All right, so I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of my process. Your sister broke the flute. How dare she? I'm the youngest, so I was the breaker of the things. I did that in the movie actually a lot. I would use my sister's stuff, and I thought she gave me permission, and then I would ruin it. So I showed you guys that reference video earlier. That was this video. So what I do is typically, after I get a good little set rough draft of a scene, I'll do a piano track, just piano, and I'll just record it on my computer. So it's pretty janky. So I'll do something like this. And you just so it gives an idea. It gives me a little bit of an emotional progression. but I know that that's going to be the theme I use. So then I basically build everything around that. Not the same timing, then I set a timing, but I keep that reference there for the rest of the time. And then I've got these lovely tracks here. Let's get it off of this view, you can see better. Yeah, so this is the music that I created. It is, how many tracks is that? 60 tracks. So this one has 60 tracks. And then you can look at what it becomes after that. It won't play all of it, but it becomes. It doesn't like to work. But you get a little desert flare of this, I'll show you. Oh, come on! Come on! We're just gonna keep trying. We're gonna keep trying. Ah! I just want you to hear the desert section. Come on! Come on! I want you to hear it. I'm giving up. I'm giving up. No, no more. Whatever. Regardless, that's the process. And so I have this nice little reference that I can go back and I can check what part is doing which and where the musical cues are coming in. Yeah, so I can make it all really specific. Ooh, those are some characters. I love them. There they are. Our desert people. Ooh, I like that one. Forgot about that. Nice little like fade into the scorching sun of the desert. Yeah, so that's my process for how I do the music. Every one of them is a little bit different, but yeah, it's really fun. It's my favorite part. It really, I know I've said that 20 times, but it really is. I just love doing it so much because it's like the emotion. It's like what I can't capture with the camera, I can capture with the music. All right, what else? Is it weird to watch yourself on film? I don't like. I guess so, but I think like when you're involved, like honestly, I don't know that I would want to watch myself in a film that I didn't direct. Because for me, I have complete control over what I look like in this film. So like when I'm setting up the camera, I'm saying, okay, so you have here to here on me. You should have here to here on me, and like, does it look better if I look like this, or does it look better if I go like this? And I'll like, so I'm able to, because when I'm in it, like we still have the director of photography, we still have someone there calling the shots, but I still have the final word. And yeah, so honestly, like that, it's not as weird in a strange way because I know the end product like comes down to me. But if I was in something that I wasn't editing, I know I would be hypercritical of myself. That's just kind of how it goes. You kind of just, oh, where's my light blinking? Stop it! You're scary. Yeah, no, it's like I think we're always our own worst critics, especially as actors. It's just kind of that's par for the course. That's what happens. So I don't like this yellow light. No, it's blue. I want it to be yellow. There we go. That's a little better. But yeah, and in this one it's a little different because I would definitely say like I definitely tried as hard as I could, but there's always that little bit of like I was still the director, so am I good? I don't know. Like I don't have a good gauge of what my performance is like because I'm so close to it. So I think that's a little interesting, but for me, I don't think about it as much as I know, like when I'll show footage and like Sarah will be like, oh, pre-acting school, Sarah, and I don't think about it. I don't think about it that much, but I do love it. I do love it. It's, I love. It's fun to it's fun to be in something, you know. Like actually, our show, our latest show at the theater, we just had a big premiere thing for Easter, where we worked with I guess TMZ, no T I don't know what it was, some studio, some TV station, and we were able to do the we were able to broadcast our show across the country, across the world, and millions of people watched it. And I was like a small little character, and they even cut some of my lines, which was a little sad. But I was in it, and it was weird. Like, you're kind of like, okay, well, I guess I was on a giant IMAX TV, but I didn't watch it in IMAX, so it was a little like, but yeah, it's exciting. I'm telling you, there's been a consistent 4 of you that have been there, and I'm so thankful. This has been so fun, guys. I could literally keep doing this forever. I probably shouldn't, but hey, I will keep showing you guys stuff as long as you ask me questions. So like, ask some questions about the movie, and I will probably, more than likely, show you something about the movie. And this is your only chance. This is your only chance. Like, I might do this again. I don't know, though. I don't know. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll never do anything anymore. And maybe the film won't even be released publicly, and you guys will be the closest to it. I don't know. Okay. Ba 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 ba. Yeah. Film and theater, man. It's very interesting. It's very strange. They're very different. You act entirely differently. So it's weird when you're filming a theater. Like we filmed it like a movie a lot of the time. But it's weird, like, because you're like, okay, so I'm not acting for the people way out there. I'm acting for the camera. And it just is so different. But yeah, I love doing both of them. I love it. How long do you think the final movie will be? Ooh, yes, I'll share this info because I just found out the rough draft that we currently just figured out clocked in at exactly 2 hours. So, and that was ballparking certain things like the credits and stuff. I ballparked it, but yeah, so 2 hours is about what we're looking at. And I can almost guarantee you that like it will be whittled down a little bit more, because it's just the nature of film. You cut stuff differently. I can't see myself adding much more time. Yeah, 2 hours. 2 hours is pretty, which is so affirming because we set out. We were like 2 hours. Like, that's what we wanted to do. It was 2 hours, and I didn't want to do 2:30. It was like I wanted somewhere between 2 and 2:30, and it was exactly 2 hours. So it was like cool, and it's good because we were kind of like, I don't know, maybe it's way too long, and maybe there's nothing. Maybe it's like 20 minutes. I don't want that to happen, but no, it's a full movie, and that's really cool. That's really good to know that. Are you hoping to direct a full-length movie someday? I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I did. I did direct this one. This was full length. We'll see. Like, it's not. I love directing. I love directing because I'm a control freak. So like, I can like just go and like everyone's gonna do what I say because it's my project. So I like that. But I yeah, no, I don't know. I don't see myself pursuing film as much as I thought I would, but I never know because I love it. I love it. Like I can't yeah, like I would love to direct. And I've come to this conclusion that I do love being behind the camera more than I love being in front of it. I love being in front of it. I love acting, don't get me wrong. Like, it is such an emotional experience, and it's so good to be able to get yourself, like, it's so therapeutic. Like the show we did last year, like, I was sobbing every day. And, like, let me tell you, there were days where I needed to sob. And so, like, having that was like therapy. But I don't know, it's very, like, directing, I'm a storyteller. And to me, I can tell stories better. I can be better utilized telling stories when I'm in a director position or a producer position or writer. So those are kind of the areas that I'm trying to pursue more than acting. But yeah, we'll see where it leads, honestly. Like, I would love to direct stuff. But even more than that, I would love to produce stuff. Honestly, I would love to produce stuff or write it. Yeah, like those are, I've kind of isolated. Those are kind of the two things I love doing. So it's great because right now I'm producing this after I wrote it and acted. It's a lot. It's a lot of stuff. I would never advocate for doing this much for any one project. Like, it's tough. It's tough. There are days I'm like, I want some more people on board right now. Because I fully am aware that I'm the reason that it's not done, you know? And so it's kind of like, But, yeah. Let's see what else can I show you guys. There's a visual effects character that I will fight. And this is a little bit of that fight. He's written in red, the character. So that'll be what happens there. That's exciting. Once I do that, that's something I've been putting off. Well, these are our lovely little lists of everything that we need. And it's so satisfying to just, like, check off stuff. So good. This is an example of some of our storyboards. This is actually, it's probably one of the first ones I did because it's huge. This is what I would do. I would just scribble these things out real quick, and then we would make sense of it later and make more finalized versions of stuff. But often we just use this. There was a lot of that. What else? Oh, here we got some concept art for y'all. Some lovely little concept art. This is the Skull Kid. There he is. I love him. One of my favorite characters. He actually wasn't even originally in the movie. I'll tell this story. I can't fully tell this story, but so he. I wish I could just, like, place him here so you could watch him, so you could look at him. But that's an example of kind of rough cut. Knowing the materials we had, knowing what we had to work with, and we built that around it. Got this creepy, like, mask thing over his face. But yeah, so Skull Kid was not originally in the movie, and there was the part with the Lost Woods. There was originally another character in it, and then that character, the actor, got sick on the day we were filming, and it was, like, right at the sweet spot where everything was green, and it was also fall, so it was, like, the last time we were in New England, so fall gets yellow real quick. Even as it was, I'm having to, in post, go back and make leaves green instead of orange and yellow now. So it was like we needed to film. We needed to film it. There was no redoing it, and then I was going off to school the next, like, year, so I couldn't do that. I couldn't reschedule, so we needed to do it, and so we just had to cut the other character, and I put the Skull Kid in and wrote a whole section. And this was the day before filming. This was the day before filming. I found out I was gonna have to do this, so I scribbled my storyboards. I storyboarded out this whole, like, 10-minute section. I wrote the script, and I put together that costume. So when you see this, Like, this is what we had to work with. Like, I knew that we were going to have to put this together quick. And thankfully, I had stuff, and it was easy to just kind of, like, I painted some stuff, and now it's my favorite part of the movie. Like, that section, to me, that section right there, feels the most like The Legend of Zelda out of my entire movie. And it was planned the day before filming. There's literally, like, no... I am still blown away by the fact that it even happened. But yeah, so now he's in it, and I love it. And yeah, I hope you guys like it. I think you will. You will. I love this little kid. I think he's one of my favorite characters. He's just so whimsical and weird, and like their whole little race, they're just weird. I love them. They're so endearing. Yeah. Well, questions seem to be slowing down. But you know what? I'm not. I'm gonna keep showing you guys stuff. I should sign off soon. It's getting later. But you know what? Now we might as well get to 2 hours. Sure, why not? I'm just gonna 2 minutes. Why not? Haha. That's funny. I want to open that. I want to show you guys a little bit of the whole movie. I want to show you at least what it looks like just in the editing software, but I can't risk it. Because I might spoil some stuff. Well, this is some of the examples of why post-production takes so long. So here is this scene. We filmed it in summer. No, we didn't. Yeah, we did. Okay, we filmed half of the scene in summer. Half of it we were only able to film later, and all this green grass was dead by the time that we filmed it. So I have to go through and make this look like this, and you would not believe the process that it takes to get there. I'm actually pretty proud of this one. Like, this one turned out. Like, it's it was easier than I thought it was, mostly because I'm not wearing anything in that scene. But it definitely, like, there's a lot of things like that, a lot of little continuity issues that I have to fix in post. And then of course we've got like the reshoots. Ah! So you can see this shot. Stop it! The shot over here. This was years ago. This was, I think I was probably 14 in that one, and then 18 in that one. So we refilmed it. Look, like you can see trees in the background, and yeah, and then like when I get up and I look all weird, and I just knew how to be a better human being. But I'll turn that down. Yeah, so we did a lot of that, and you can just see like the fluid camera motions that we had to do. Yeah, that was, so we had to do a lot of that. There's another example of some of the work. Wow, you can't see that at all. That's our Lost Woods, though. Love it. Let's turn the brightness up. There you go. Wow, that looks so bad on there. Looks so bad. I wish, guys, I wish you could see how good that looks. It is. That is one of my favorite shots in the whole movie. You can't see it. It's just this misty forest. Thankfully someone had a drone. A drone? A drone. Someone that had a drone was helping us out. They were a Zelda fan, and they offered this footage for us. And it's this misty forest, and it's beautiful. And it just ties together everything. But again, so original footage. It's very, wow, yeah, no, it's so bad that I have to do this. I wish I could screen share. It's not as blue as that, but it's not very colored at all. And so then I have to take it and make it dark and green, and I promise it looks better than that does. But it takes a process. It takes a real long process. So that's where we are. Like that's where we are, you know. That's my throne room, and we're sitting over there. You know, how often do you work on the movie? Yeah, you know, it is difficult finding time for it. Like, no, I'll be fully honest. Like, it's. I have 2, 3 evenings when I'm working. 4 usually, 3 or 4. But it definitely takes time, and I usually need big chunks of time to work on it. It's not something I can just sit down usually and do a tiny bit. Sometimes I can. Sometimes there's things I can do. But like especially when I'm doing the music, I like to sit down and give it long amounts of time. So I'll go through seasons. Like there are times where I'll come home and for a couple months it'll be all I work on, and then I'll go a couple months where I haven't worked on it at all. Like there's times where because it's been 9 years, I sometimes just have to take a little bit of a break. Yeah, and I think that's fine. Like it is what it is. Like it's taken a long time, but I'm loving every second of it. So I want it to be done. Trust me, no one wants it to be done. Even you, Simon. No one wants it to be done more than I do. I'm like, please, I need this project to be complete. I need people to know about it. I need my secrets to not be secrets anymore. I need to be able to. I want to talk about these scenes. I want to talk and discuss about like how things worked and whatever. And there's some references we had. What else is interesting? Oh, some raw footage. Oh, this was one. This is one. It's in the trailer, but it's a top view of Link running, and so we tried to catch him so that it kind of looked like one of the one of the 2D Zelda games. That was fun. These are all our drone footage things. But then it's like, yeah, we were able to have a lot of footage from other people. Yeah, like so we got stuff from Ireland, we've got stuff from Nambia. This is my favorite one. This QR photography. This one. All of this misty forest that is the Lost Woods. That's my favorite shot. You can see it. Actually, that is definitively. I've said that a few times in this video. That is definitively my favorite shot. Yeah. So it's like we're able to take what we have, and then we're able to amplify it and make it meld with some really beautiful stuff from all these places around the world. And I mean, it's just great because like look at this, like we get all these beautiful deserts, and people are just giving this to us. Like and so many of them were Zelda fans, and that's why once they heard it was a Zelda thing, they let us use it. So we've got a lot of like the rolling fields of Hyrule, and that's one of my favorite shots. It's just through, you can't really see it, but it's through the clouds over the side of the. Yeah. So that's kind of another process. Is adding all these shots in, where they need to be. So thankful we have those. So thankful. How do you do the top-down shots? Yeah, it's a drone. Yeah, I had a drone. So it would just fly up there, and then they would take off first, and then I would take off a little bit. It was it's always like an interesting science, especially when people are running. Like you're pretty difficult. Like you're just like I did a short film a few weeks ago where I was the camera guy, and I was like, we were in a car, and I was out the door I had my foot on the door, and I'm holding the camera like this, and I'm doing this, and then I'm like, okay, ready, and action. And then when I say action, I'm like, okay, action. I told them, I was like, action means cargo. So then car goes, and then I'm like, okay, start running. And then the person starts running. I'm like, okay, slow down, car speed up. Okay, person speed up, car slow down, person speed up, and you like, whoo! It's like you have to do so much thinking, but I love it because you like once you get that good shot with all these things going on at the same time and lighting and like other people just like everyone has their role doing something weird, and once you get that shot, it's so good. I love it. Yeah. Oh, that's not Zelda. That's our Western. That's our. You can find that on my personal YouTube, I think. It's Gunslinger movie we made, written by AI. So we let an AI algorithm write it,